Okay, welcome everybody to Damage D&D. The last we were here, as you all reached the safety of the gates of Giffield, you look back to try and see what the fog is doing, and there's no fog to be seen. Celeste explains to the magic user you meet at the gates all about the fog and then the arcane symbols in the tabaxi camp that kept you safe, earning herself scowls of disapproval from Miette and Snow. The wizard introduces himself as Levinicus the Great, but you can call me Levinicus, and points out his tower to the west of the city. As Levinicus leaves, after a couple of false starts, you turn to the gate guards to get directions to an inn or tavern, and after a while, various conversations, it's settled that you'd probably best in the Crimson Chain, which you then point out to the guards you wanted to go there anyway, so they give you directions. The part of the town that the Crimson Chain is in is not the best, you realise as you approach, but as you have business with Eckermon Silent here, you press on and enter. Inside, the room is quite large and has darkened alcoves that you can't quite see into clearly. The barman seems friendly enough, and you arrange rooms, drinks, good beer, and some wine, and food for the evening. He does not, when asked, tell you if he knows Eckermon the Silent. As the dwarves get stuck into the beer and the rest of you take small sips and have conversations about appropriate information to be giving out to strangers, Snow sees someone rush out of the bar. Giving chase, he ends up in a dead-end alleyway. Out of the shadows steps a familiar face. Hargrim upbraids him for following a stranger into a darkened alleyway in a strange, unknown city. They reaffirm their friendship, but he does warn him to stay close to his other friends and get out of the city as soon as possible. Meanwhile, back at the inn, the dwarves are getting very drunk indeed and playing a game called Bonk. Florian goes outside to look for Snow, but seeing nothing and given the less than safe atmosphere outside, he hurries back in, only to find Snow already seated at the table. Celeste looks for tieflings, spots two, but can see one talking, but the other has his back to her. While relaxing and having a laugh at the dwarves smashing tankards over each other, the denizens of the inn decide now is the time to relieve you of your valuables, or even your lives. The fight breaks out in earnest, with Celeste doing her best to keep everyone alive, despite Florian's newfound habit of being knocked unconscious. As the tables turn in the fight and you start to take down the aggressors, Yorick makes a new friend by exchanging headbutts with him. Eventually, he is the only one left standing, well, wobbly standing, and you decide not to kill him. So, that's where we pick it up, in the tavern, just as the fight ends. What would you like to do?
Where is the sodding barman?
The sodding barman. Make a perception check.
$19.
19. Okay. The sodding barman is nowhere to be seen.
I'm going to be just sitting down with my new mate, pouring him a beer.
Oh, thanks, mate. You're facing off, funny. It's all right, man.
Oh, you do? I'll fix it up. It's fine.
Well, that was fun. You got a new friend, Gus?
Oh, you're over Gus, is it? Hello.
Oh, he's not Gus, is he? He's Yorick.
Oh, what? I'm confused. You're not Gus.
I'm Gus.
You're Gus.
No.
He's Yorick.
Gus.
What?
My name's Yorick. What's your name?
Oh, sorry, I got confused. There was two of you talking at the same time, and you both appear to be called Gus.
No, I'm Gus.
You're Gus.
I'm Gus.
Yeah.
He's Yorick.
Right. Okay. I think I've got that. I'm Borfus.
All right, Borfus.
Hello.
question for you.
Yeah.
You know, bar fights, you don't usually use weapons because it's a bit deadly. Why did you attack us with weapons?
Well, we was going to kill you and take all your stuff.
Oh, well, that's not very
So-
nice.
I mean, you know where you are, right?
Yeah, we're in a pub.
Yeah, it's a pub in the not great bit of town where people get killed and stuff.
Right.
But there ain't no like laws here. We just make it up as we go along because might is right and all that.
Didn't work out very well though, did it?
And he looks down and says, "Well, not for them, nah. I'm all right now. I'm alive. And I've got a new mate."
Who was paying you?
Well, he was. Actually, that's a good point. He strides over to the one that challenged you and sort of rifles through and picks up a coin purse. Right, that'll be my wages then.
I think Snow was going to rifle through the pockets of the two that he was near.
Sure, he was at the back with the priest and the assassin. Okay. Yeah, the priest doesn't have any money on him, but the assassin has 20 gold.
Okay, I'll make a note of that and then he can decide what he wants to do with it later.
Sure.
So did he ask you to attack us specifically, or was it just anybody who had some stuff that they think they could nick?
Well, you see, it's basically we come in and we wait here for, well, how can I put this? New people to the city, if they're stupid enough to come in. Not generally not saying you're stupid, but people don't usually come into this pub.
Right, okay.
So we was just having a drink, you see, and planning our next move, and then you lot walked in and we thought, ha ha! Chance of a bit of cash, like. I was a bit concerned because there's like quite a lot of you, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh well, have another beer.
Oh yeah.
I will use my last spell slot to cast my last Cure Wounds and chalice the extra healing onto Yorick. I think you can guess who I'm healing here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, roll up your healing.
Do you know where that barman's gone?
He just. Sorry, no, go ahead.
So it's 9 to Florian and 6 to Yorick.
Oh, he'll be back in a bit. If it gets violent, he just steps out and then he comes back in when it's all quiet.
Right.
I suppose that's the best idea. Are you feeling all right, mate? Do you want to?
Well, I'm a bit, I think my nose might be broken. Good shot. He sort of grabs it and cracks it back into position. Oh, that made me eyes water.
Yeah, I bet. I'll give him a good, healthy smack on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Fair enough.
Thank you kindly, Celesta. Feeling much better now.
Well, I'm completely tapped, so I hope we don't get into any more fights like that before I get a chance to rest.
Well, maybe we
Indeed.
should retire to our rooms and get a good rest before tomorrow then.
Mightn't be a good idea. Say, honey, talking to the Yorick's new friend, you would happen to know the name of the one that hired you there, that there tiefling?
Oh, the tiefling doesn't do the hiring. No. That was Boris down there, mate. The one I just nicked the purse off.
All right.
Do we want to check these people, see if they have any instructions from anybody? Or I from what Balfus was saying, it seems like they've been doing this to various people. I don't think it was personally against us, but one can't be too sure.
Sure, I'll give you a hand, and I'll start going through
Okay.
anybody who hasn't been rifled.
An investigation check.
I would also like to search behind the bar because I don't get to be here very often.
Okay, yep. Make an investigation check behind the bar.
14 for me.
14. Okay. Anybody else with Florian? Celeste, are you doing it as well?
Yeah. Okay.
Only
22.
Sorry, you both went at the same time, though.
14.
14.
22.
22. Florian, you find 6 gold, and yeah, it's just, they seem, I mean, the weapons are decent, but nothing better than you guys already have.
Decent but standard.
Yeah. I mean, they're well cared for weapons, but they're not anything, they don't stand out as special.
Okay.
Miet, you searching the bar, you go along all the shelves underneath the bar top itself. You can't see anything particularly interesting, and there's a cough behind you. You turn around and there's the bloody bar. Other side of the bar, please, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Tip my hat to him and hop over the bar.
He sort of looks around. Oh, right. Bit messy. Never mind. I'm sure we can get it cleared up. With your 22, Celeste, you find a further 17 gold. And you also find a box. A very familiar looking box. Same dimensions as the one that you have been contracted to bring to Ekamon Silence.
I'm going to try and keep it discreetly hidden away from Trellador.
Okay, let's have a quick, do me a quick deception check. Deception or sleight of hand, it's entirely up to you, whichever one you want to do.
Well, I know which one I prefer. Oh, that's a good roll. 23 for sleight of hand.
Yep, he doesn't seem to have noticed. If any, Florian, you can make a perception check as you're searching with her.
No, I don't.
Okay.
A lot lower. I'll walk back to the table. Be like, couldn't really find anything, but got this 6 gold over here, Melissa.
I found another 17, and I'll just give over the money, but keep the box hidden for now.
Okay.
Well, we'll pull it and divide it between us. Seems only fair. 23 all told.
Yeah, I don't know if Snow would keep the 20 gold or if Snow would divide the 20 gold.
Snow would keep the 20 gold.
Not all rogues are thieving bastards.
Leave it with him and he
Yeah,
can
leave it with him. He
choose
can
when
make
he's
the
here.
decision when he's back.
Let's see. Right here, that's 3 gold each. And then 1 extra coin, I say, goes to Celeste, keeping us alive.
I was just doing my job.
Now, you did it well and truly fine, darling.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Not as much as I appreciate it.
Florian, darling, me and you both. They did a real number on me right at the start of that fight.
Yeah, I had to use one of my newly found things that I can do for you.
That was certainly impressive. We'll have to have a nice little chat about that one, but yeah.
So as you're talking, the barman is walking around, setting tables back, picking up chairs, dragging bodies out to the street.
Literally just dragging them out to the front door and just dumping them.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm really glad I came back inside the inn when I went outside to look for Snow.
Oh, is anyone else feeling a bit unwell? I might be able to help with that as well.
I'm feeling much better, but I'd say just keep hold of that if nobody else needs it, just in case something happens through the night.
I nearly acted as me, not Celeste, there, and said, "Oh, you have." I was nearly going to say, "Oh, you have healing, do you?" But then I realised Celeste wouldn't be like that.
Good. So, as you can see, the barman, he's pretty strong, this fella. I mean, he's managing to pull these bodies out by himself, sort of chucking them into the street, and writing tables up and basically collecting all the crap that's been thrown about all over the place. And he sort of looks at you lot and says, "Well, pretty good number you did on them." And he looks at Porthos and says, "Ah, you made it then." Porthos is like, "Yeah, was a good one, that one."
Well, I am feeling quite tired now, so we got rooms when we came in here, didn't we? Asked for rooms, beer,
Yeah, 3
food.
rooms.
Yeah. I'm going to retire to a room for this evening.
I'm thinking that might be wise for the lot of us.
Okay, so the barman gestures to the wall beside the bar where the barrels are, and there's a door there which leads down to a short corridor, and there are 5 other doors, 3 of which are open currently.
I'll say to the barman, I suppose we're not going to get attacked again tonight, then, are we?
Probably not.
That's all right then.
I mean, don't know. Are you staying in here, or are you going out, or what? What are you doing?
We know we're going to go to bed now, I think.
You should be all right. Yeah. Generally, people don't attack people when they're in the bedrooms, unless the fight has spilled over from the bar into the rooms. I can't guarantee, you won't get attacked, but then I don't really know you, so I couldn't say one way or the other. I mean, if you want to attack each other, that's up to you. Try not to break too much stuff.
Mr. Barfus, you're not going to come back with anybody else, are you?
I don't think so. No, I think I don't think I would be very clever if I tried to attack you lot, would I? Because I've just seen what you can do. So it's unlikely I'm going to come back, isn't it? Would you?
Exactly what I definitely wouldn't.
Well, there you go then. I may look a bit of a mess, but I am not quite clever and stuff.
And then Florian will probably just get up and go to one of the rooms.
Porthos finishes his mug of ale, slams it down. Well, nice to meet you, Gus and Yorick Gus. And Gus. I'm going to go now. I'll see you all later. And he flicks a couple of gold coins at the barman and walks out.
Night.
Right, well,
You enjoyed that, didn't you, Yorick?
Yeah. Didn't the guards recommend this as a place for us to stay?
Yeah, it was good.
I'm not sure I would have recommended this place, but there we go.
I would. It's great fun here.
It was. The beer's all right. We had a bit of a scrap. That's good fun.
You do realise they were all trying to kill us and take our money and our goods and everything else that we had.
Your
Did-
baby lizard.
I do have a question for DM Woods.
Sure.
Does Giffield have a reputation for being like this all over?
I mean, Gifield's a big city. It's possibly the biggest city on in this state. It's got a reputation for doing. There's a lot of trade happens here. There's a lot of money made here. The area of the city that you're currently in is has a bit of a reputation for lawlessness. There are laws and things that happen at other parts of the city, but the old centre is pretty much a no-go area for rich people. Or yeah, you don't tend to wander down here by yourself. It's a bit like the Shades in Ankh-Morpork, if anybody's familiar with that. An area of lawlessness that's kind of controlled by the criminal classes.
Well, ain't all of the city like this. Might have just been one random guard paid a little to send us this way. But we can handle ourselves.
Well, I just
We did ask for directions to this specific tavern.
That is also true.
Oh, hello. That's an interesting face to make.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry,
you
Jay.
froze up there,
You
Jay.
froze. Didn't you? Yeah, you're back. Well, we didn't hear what you said.
Well, we did say we was heading this way, so
You
makes
can
sense. Direct us here.
Make an insight check. Sorry.
Melissa?
Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, brain is not well today.
20.
20.
Apply more cap.
I will apply more coffee. You're pretty certain one of the guards at least, was probably paid by someone to recommend groups of victims, as it were, to come down this way.
You imagine it's a similar practice that some of the temples use in Dar.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, unfortunately, word is such that people are just so hateful that they's going to pay people to send victims their way. Well, I'd say we've done at least a little bit of good here. At the very least, we've protected ourselves. But I don't know about rest of y'all, but I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm going to go get some rest myself, so
Must
see
admit,
y'all in the morning.
wearing off.
I didn't hear that, James.
I said, I must admit, that beer seems to be wearing off.
Yes, I'm very tired, and almost all of my resources have been spent, so a rest would be very
I don't think
good.
you want.
Well, I managed to not take any damage myself, but various other members were unfortunately not so lucky.
What's that got to do with money? You said you'd spent all your resources, so I said I'd lend you some money.
Oh, I meant magic. Sorry.
Oh, right. Okay. Of course, it's confusing.
My apologies, Gus. I did not mean to confuse you.
Easily done. Don't worry about it.
How's your little drakeling?
Oh, he's fine.
You
I'll scratch him on the head.
scratch him on the head, and he sort of looks out, sees there's nothing to eat, pops back in.
He's a lizard.
Of course.
So, are you all going to bed? Are you setting watches? Are you? What's the plan?
Yes,
Tell
to the
me
watch.
plan. Who's in what room?
You ready for
I
bed,
think we
Yorick?
organised this last time.
I think we said that Celeste, Miette, and Melissa were going to be in one room. The dwarves in another room, and
I think Snow was going to say with dwarves.
Yeah, the dwarves and snow.
we're leaving Trellador and Florian together alone.
So only one person will be alive the next morning in that room.
Interesting. Okay.
Just as well you got all that healing, Florian.
Okay. So, who is taking first watch?
I'll stay up a bit because I was going to work on a copy of the box.
Okay.
I'll
I will
probably
take last watch as my one.
I'll probably stay up a little bit, knowing that Trellador only needs a shorter amount of time.
Okay.
Before we go to sleep, I will talk to Melissa and Miette.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. You want to make your copy of the box, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that first. It takes. You've got an hour. Is it an hour?
It's an hour-long ritual, yeah.
Okay. So you can set that up and make your copy of your box.
Cool.
So we will skip over to the conversation that's happening in the ladies' room.
When I was just sort of make sure that I can't hear anybody outside.
Make a perception check.
Oh no, I'm obviously exhausted. I got a natural one.
Yeah, everything is completely silent out there, probably.
But I will sort of gesture them in a bit closer and speak softly. When I was searching the bodies for evidence before, I found something a bit familiar looking, and I'll pull out the box. I didn't want Trellador to see it, so I kept it hidden. But I thought you should know.
It could simply be the vessel that this particular merchant uses for all his transactions.
Mightn't well be here, especially if it's something they don't want looking at. If they can tell how box has been tampered with or messed with in any way, then they all use the same box. They can look for the same signs.
That's true,
But still wise to keep it out of Trellador's mind, because he's been acting real strange.
does the box feel heavy or?
It certainly feels. Did you pick up the other box? I'm not sure you did. At any point.
Probably
the
I
not.
have done so I can do that.
The box is fairly heavy. It weighs, you suspect, probably at least a couple of kilos. It's fairly weighty.
I would imagine it's got similar protections on it as the other one did.
More than likely. Well, we'll see what happens in the morning. And then go from there.
I'd like to put out my paws to Celeste so I can just hold the box and judge its weight.
Okay. Yeah, you pick it up. It feels, if not exactly the same, then very, very close to being the same sort of weight.
If you wish, you could always ask Yorick to open this one in the morning if you wish to investigate it further.
I mean, I don't know if we should maybe alert Snow as well, considering we're doing this job on his reputation.
Yes, we shall.
But I know you have ways of, well, obviously you can speak to him in a language that Trellador is not familiar with, whereas I cannot.
Trellador we have in hand.
But I just thought you both should know.
That's fair enough, honey. Right. I'll stay looking for the first couple of hours. You be alright to take the last couple, Celeste?
Well, I don't need to sleep. I just need to meditate for about 4 hours, so...
Alright, well. Let me know when you're out of that and I'll get my rest as well.
Okay, so does anybody else have? Let's come back to Yorick. After your ritual is complete, you have an identical box. Roll me a performance check with advantage, please.
Oh, that's excellent. My modifier is only -2. So, at advantage, 6.
6. Okay. Well, it wasn't a particularly hard DC. You work for the hour and you craft an identical box. It is slightly lighter than the old one, but if somebody's picking them up separately, they probably wouldn't notice. But in all other respects, it seems to be identical.
Yeah. I think it was only meant to be similar so that it might be visually confusing,
Yeah.
so it's not too much.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything anybody else would like to do before we get into watches? Snore, gotcha. Okay, so Florian, give me, who else was staying up? Melissa, okay, and Yorick. So perception checks all round then, please, for those three.
Now I roll well, 24.
Nice.
I'm obviously battered up. Natural 1.
Beautiful.
15.
15. So, Florian, you feel the weight of your eyelids is really heavy, and you swear you just closed them for a second.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you. Melissa, you can hear some odd sounds out of the small window that is in your room. And looking out, you can see somebody. You can't see it exactly. It's very dark out there. There's no lights, no street lights, and you can see somebody dragging what looks like a body away. Yorick, you looking out of your window in your room, you can see the same thing. All three of the rooms back onto the same alleyway. You can see this sort of, it's a large figure, but it's hunched over, and it sort of has matted fur almost. And it's grabbed this body, one of the tieflings that you slain earlier, by one horn, and is just sort of dragging it back across this alleyway. And then you see it sort of lift up a grate, and then throw the body down into the sewers, and then jump down after it and pull the grate shut.
Cool.
But apart from that, it all seems fairly quiet. Okay. So, Florian, you wake with a start a little while later as Trelador is standing over you, just shaking his head. Thought you were supposed to be on watch.
I took quite a bit of a beating. Not ashamed to say that. I must have just dozed off. Apologies, Trillada. Something I'll work on.
But he stomps off into a corner of the room. So, the rest of your watch passes without incident. The other two, who would you like to wake up for watches next?
I'll get Gus up.
Okay, so we've got Gus.
Has
Is it
Trillada-
time for the elves to be waking?
I'll say not quite.
Yeah, I'll just doze off then, basically.
I'll awake Miette to watch until Darren, if you could keep an eye out until Celeste's up and running, should be all good.
Perfect. So, perception checks from Miette and Gus.
Oh, really good. 6.
Excellent.
And 11.
11. Perfect. So, yeah, well, everything appears to be fairly quiet. You're not picking up any strange movements outside. The room here is quiet. There appears to be nothing weird happening. Gus, you're still quite tired. I mean, but what you do notice is your pet is about twice the size it was yesterday.
Oh,
It's getting difficult to carry him or her or it in your shirt pocket now. It's a bit too big.
oh, I'll start thinking about that. Well, I'm trying to teach him, her, it, they some tricks.
Okay. What are you trying to teach it?
Well, just things like, sort of fetch and sit and like trying to teach
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
and coming back to me and things like that. Animal handling. 14.
14. Yeah. I mean, it seems to be a pretty intelligent creature.
Well, as I speak to it anyway, it's not like a dog, I suppose, where you have to sort of teach it inflection and stuff.
And it picks up what you want it to do. It mostly does as you ask. So occasionally it just gets bored and stops doing whatever it is you're telling it to do. And it hisses back at you. You go, bored now. Bah.
I think you need some more food then, don't you?
Sleep time.
Oh, all right. Night-night.
But nothing of interest at all happens during your watches. You sit, sort of, nothing. It's quiet. Everything seems to be okay. So, I'm assuming Trelador and
Probably be Trelador, Celeste, and Snow.
and Snow. Let's have a quick. I'll do a quick one for Trelador. He got a 18. It's pretty good.
I got 19 for Celeste.
Okay.
And Snow. 12.
12. Okay. So, You got a 19, didn't you? Okay, cool.
I did.
So yeah, everything is very, very quiet, except just as day starts to creep into your window, you look out and you can see there's two elves, half-elven figures walking down the street with strange contraptions on their back, and every now and again they stop and seem to, they've got like a sort of hose, and they shoot water all over the street, and then they walk on a bit and then they shoot some more water, and you can see this water sort of runs down into the grate in the middle of the street. The streets are sort of just angled in so the water will run down. But that's the only interesting thing that happens until about 6 o'clock, half 6 in the morning. You can hear what is obviously the barman getting things ready for the day. So you can all have a long rest.
Well,
I'll do Trenador's long rest. Cool. So, morning is upon us once more. The city lays before you. What would you like to do?
Go find some breakfast.
Fair enough, yeah. You
I need
can,
to find trousers.
you can. That is very true.
Before we leave the room,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Celeste if I can take the box she found.
I will sort of look at Melissa and look at Miette. I suppose so. I can trust you can be careful with it, so.
Well, you will need to trust what I will do with it.
Rather your hands than Trelador's.
Okay, so as far as the boxes are concerned, we have one with Miette and two with Yorick. Is that correct?
Have I got the
Well, I would
original?
say that you had to have the original box to make a copy of it.
Fair enough, then yes. I'll have.
Because Snow was in the room with us, so I presume you would have given the original back to Snow anyway when you finished making the
Up to
copy.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give the
okay.
original back.
The original is with Snow, okay. And the copy is with Yorick.
If everybody flashes their boxes, that's going to make Trelador very confused.
Indeed. So,
The idea.
you exit from your comfortable but basic rooms. They're clean. They're not of any great luxury, but they were good enough to spend the night. Walking back into the bar, you see that it's pretty much the same as it was last night. It's cleaner, and there is food available. There is bacon, there is eggs, there is porridge for you to help yourselves to. The
I think we eat all of it.
bar says food's available. Help yourselves. It's included in the price of the room, so you know when it's gone, it's gone.
Thank you.
Nice.
And you see there are 3 people already in the bar eating breakfast. As you came out of your rooms, you noticed the other 2 doors were also open. So you presume they also had stayed here last night. There are 2 orcs who are obviously together, sitting at the same table eating, and a lone human male who is just completely bald, small pointed beard, just tucking into some porridge.
Well, I'm going to have a pile of eggs and bacon.
Fair enough.
Wait for everyone else to come down.
Yeah, I'd go down and grab some breakfast and
Yeah, we're
start
a
off
bit
the
of
day.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody's eating breakfast. That's good. Nice. Okay. So, what's the plan?
Well, I need to get some trousers, and I'd like to get a new backpack as well, because that sort of got ruined, and maybe a bit of kit. So I need to go and find somewhere to buy all some stuff and stuff.
I also need to finish what we came here to do. So
What was that then?
the delivery we're making.
Quick question for the day.
Oh,
Sure. Yep.
When I found the box, was it on one of the tieflings?
It was not. It was on. Actually, no. Yes, it was. It was on the female tiefling.
I would have made sure to point that out to Melissa and Miette.
Okay. So, barman comes over. So we're all good then. Yeah, everybody happy. Excellent. Okay. So I heard you was looking for some clothing stores or something.
yeah, I need some trousers, and I need some kit.
Right. Okay. Best place to go. Don't stay this area. Obviously, the shops around here are not really what you want to do. If you go southeast, back past the gate you came in from, towards the docks, there's a load of shops down there. You've got your tailors, you've got your jewellers, you've got your smith. All of that stuff is down there.
Right, Magic, ain't you?
No, no magic shops. We don't. There ain't no magic shops.
Hey,
Sure.
Anyway, we're gonna stick around, finish our lovely breakfast, and get the business we need done. Thank you.
Sure. Everyone really sort of wanders over to the table with the two orcs. Starts talking to them.
When he's gone, I'll lead in.
Guys, last night I saw some weird creature. He was going around picking up those bodies and dropping them down under the road through this grate or something.
that's a good way of getting rid of the body, isn't it?
I know.
I also saw something strange before everybody awoke this morning. Some half-elven by the look of it. People going down the streets with strange contraptions on their back. They seem to be spraying water on the ground.
Gets rid of the blood and everything else.
Those, yeah.
It seems like they're used to dealing with such things around here.
Indeed. That's why I hope we can finish our business and get out of this part of town soon.
Don't you think that dropping the bodies under the path is going to make things smell a lot?
Depends if and whether or not it was closer to a butcher shop.
Oh, maybe you. Right, guys, no one eat the pies around here, alright?
I think that's a good call there, Yorick.
Celeste is sticking to porridge and eggs.
Do you know what? I fancy a pie.
Okay, so you finish up your breakfast. I'm assuming you're all going to go shopping. Is that what's happening? Okay, well what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. I know we're a little bit early for break, but we'll take a quick break and then we'll do shopping.
Shopping montage.
Shopping montage. So, let's do that. Oh, right, yes. Okay. We'll get to that, Miss T. So, let's just do that. And pause our... Okay, so welcome back, everyone. So, breakfast consumed, you head out following the directions given to you by the barman. You head back, not quite towards the gate that you came through, but sort of further southeast into the city. You start to see the buildings get larger and the spaces between the buildings are wider. It's a lot cleaner here. There's a lot more wealth on display, as it were. You've gone from these little tiny back alley streets to wide thoroughfares. There's still not very many vehicles. There's no carriages or horses, but there are wealthier looking people walking around, and the shop fronts have glass windows, large glass windows and doors. There are many of them. There are. You see the tailor shop that you've been directed to is it's called Artemi Yuzuna's Cloth Goods. And there are various clothing displays in the windows of trousers and skirts and dresses and all sorts of interesting things.
Oh, this looks good. Let's go and have a look in here.
Snow's also said that he would be dividing the 20 gold, so I believe that's 2.5 gold each.
Okay. Fair enough.
So how much is split up individually? Because it was about 4 piles.
Florian and Celeste's money got given to Melissa, who divided it equally and gave out 3 gold to everybody except Celeste, who got 4 for doing all the healing.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
And
more
then-
money than you had.
No.
You got
We got
23 gold.
23.
I did the wrong maths again.
You can't give 3 gold to everyone. That's more than 23.
I did the wrong maths again. I divided by 7, not 8. It would be 3 gold to everyone except myself. I'd give myself 2. So I'm going to take 2.
Okay.
And yeah, it would have been only 3 gold to Celeste as well. Yeah, I miscounted that entirely. I divided it by 7, gave 1 to Celeste and pocketed 1 myself.
Okay. Good. Okay. Cool. So basically 5.5 gold each. Yes. Just put,
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Cool. Just doing Trenadors for him. So, the tailor shop, you're going in, are you, Gus? Anybody else going in with him?
I'll go in with him.
Yeah.
I'll go in with him.
Okay. So as you troop in through the door, this is a riot of colour, this place. There are bundles of cloth stacked up along one wall. And there are a young man, a bespectacled orc gentleman. He's got bright yellow and green trousers and a bright yellow and green jacket. Sort of comes up to you. So, what can we do for you? Full outfit, is it? Are we going to the ball?
I need some new trousers, please.
New trousers. Of course. And what cloth and colours would Sir be interested in?
Well, I'd like them to be quite heavy duty, with lots of pockets for keeping stuff in, and
Possibly burn-proof?
Burn-proof?
I don't think you're going to find
I'm not sure
too
we can
many
do burn-proof.
I think she was
hand
making
materials,
you
but
I see. It's that
because I burned my last trousers.
did you?
I'd
did.
definitely say something heavy. Definitely say something heavy duty for him. Do you have any nice material in a kind of a nice dark brown or kind of a slight dark grey? Might be suited to them.
Oh no, I don't want that. That's boring.
No?
Well, we have a raft of colours. Heavy duty cloths are over here, and he starts pulling some really thick cloth out. There's a dark blue. There is a bright green, a bright red, a sort of. It's not bright. It's a sort of a darker mustardy yellow.
I quite like red because you'll
Red.
see my armour's got red bits all over it.
We can probably
Red
match
is.
some of those accents you have on your other rest of your outfit. We could probably do something along those lines.
That'd be
Red
nice.
is a good colour.
So, and he pulls his tape measure out from under his collar.
I would say, by the
Let
way,
us have a quick. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say, by the way, Melissa would be a lot more fluent in this kind of language. I'm not fluent as a player, but
Okay.
Melissa would definitely be kind of fussing and helping.
So, just a few measurements. He measures your legs and the circumference of and then your inside leg.
Oh, steady.
Stay still, sir. Stay still. We don't want any accidents around there, do we? So, he measures bits of you didn't think needed measuring. We can do a set with the red. We can tone it with some darker black, if you wish.
Well, that would be nice.
Just to sort of kind of match the accents on your armour, I think would be a good thing. Okay?
Perfect. And can you do some nice big pockets on the outside for sticking stuff in?
Pockets for sticking stuff. I'm sure we can do something like that, yes.
All right.
So, what we'll do is
Can you make a secret pocket inside for putting secret stuff as well?
An inside pocket in trousers.
Yeah, somewhere like underneath where my belly goes or something, so I can stick stuff that's secret.
He sort of looks across at Melissa. Is this? I'll see what I can do.
I'm sure an artisan of your quality can think of something.
I will see what I can do. So, will Sir be paying in cash up front, or?
I'm quite happy to do that.
Marvellous, marvellous. So, we've got the heavy-duty red cloth, we've got all the measurements that I need. We can do many pockets on the outsides and one special pocket in the inside. Okay, so this will take, we should be ready by tomorrow afternoon.
Can you do it any quicker? Because I'm walking around wearing a scarf at the moment.
That is an elegant sartorial choice, it must be said. Well, we have some off the peg kind of, but I don't think anything to fit your, how can I put this, stature. You are significantly smaller than people that I'm used to creating clothes for.
Gus, I think she's saying you're fat.
Well, shorter than our average patron. So a bespoke pair of trousers with, as you say, many pockets will take some time to craft.
Well, what if there's slightly fewer pockets then? Maybe just one on each side.
We could do certainly less pockets. We could probably make,
Can you do it this afternoon?
This afternoon?
Yeah.
Well, we could. I suppose we could. Well, if I move that, he sort of takes out a notepad. Move that one there. Well, it will cost a little extra because obviously I'm going to have to disappoint someone else.
Never mind.
Very well.
Worthwhile checking what the cost's going to be.
Why? Oh, right.
So the cost for making them for this afternoon with the lesser pot, just the 2 pockets, would be 7 gold.
Okay,
Marvellous. So, that'll be Mr.
Gus.
Gus. Mr. Gus. So, Mr. Gus should be ready by 4 o'clock this afternoon.
All right, and I'll take out the gold and give it to him.
Splendid, thank you. And for the rest of you, perhaps, obviously you, madam, don't require anything because the look is just phenomenal.
Thank you, darling.
Perhaps you, madam, would care for a bit of a zzz?
What's the temperature been like since I arrived?
It's fairly temperate. It's fairly warm. It's generally during the day. It's generally been, when the sun's been out, it's been quite warm and comfortable. The mornings tend to be start misty, so a little colder, and then sort of warm up during the day. The nights are chilly.
I might purchase myself a cloak of some kind.
Cloaks. Oh, cloaks are very in this season. Hold on one moment. So, if madam would care to look at these, she takes you to a rack of cloaks. There are shorter cloaks and long sweeping cloaks with hoods in just about any colour you care to think of.
She'll kind of see if there's one that's dark blue, like the night sky, dark blue.
Yeah, there's a sort of midnight blue cloak that has a little silver edge to it around the bottom and around the
Is it a long one?
It is quite long, yes.
Does it have a hood?
It does.
I like this one. Melissa, what do you think?
Do try it on. Try.
Should always try something out. See how it looks.
You put it on. The hood is quite large. Not quite that large, but it's quite large. It stops about, I would say, probably about 6 inches from the bottom of the floor. And you could, if you wanted to, wrap it around you.
How much is this one?
And that one is a beautiful piece which would cost you normally 6 gold. But
It
as
looks
you're
magnificent on you,
a
darling.
friend of Mr. Gus, perhaps I could do this one for 5.
Very well, I will take it, thank you.
You're most welcome. So, anybody else? And he sort of looks at the 2 dwarves and goes, everybody seems to be fine. Did anybody else come in? I'm not sure if it was just the 4 of you.
It's just the 4 of us.
Do you think I'd look good in a hat?
Well, of course. Everyone looks good in hats.
Will that go on top of your helmet or not? Oh, you don't have an helmet on, do you?
There is
What do you think?
there is a milliner down the street. Jack's Hats?
Oh, different place for hats.
Yes,
All right.
of course. Yeah, he runs a very good establishment for hats. There's all sorts, custom made.
Oh, okay. Might try that then. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. 4 o'clock this afternoon, Mr. Gus.
See you then.
Goodbye. As you exit out of the shop with your new cloak and your promise to get back for your trousers. You look around and there are all sorts of, oh my word.
I just happen to have this one sat next to me.
That
There we go.
is
Cowboy dwarf. No.
okay.
God. In all my silliness, not even I could take myself seriously with that on.
Well, okay. So you look around, and there are a number of different shops here. There is there's a smithy down at the end of the street, you can hear the anvils ringing. There is Tyram's jewellery, and opposite Tyram's jewellery there looks to be a shop being under construction, as it were. And the signwriter is just finishing his work, and sort of there's a woman standing looking up, and the name of the shop is Vernoth's. And it looks to be.
I want to look for somewhere you can buy gear, so like a backpack and things like that.
Sure,
Well,
yeah,
visit the Smiths just out of professional courtesy, you know.
obviously.
The woman looking at the sign familiar?
Make a perception check.
Uh, 17.
Yeah, very familiar.
Yeah, I'll just keep walking, not looking back. Just don't need to linger. We'll just keep moving.
Okay. So, as you pass the new shop being set up, Vernoth's, you reach Jack's hats. If you want to go in and buy a hat, you're more than welcome.
Nah, changed my mind.
Fair enough. You pass the Crawford's auction house, which is normally where all of the major trading goes on. There is a trading post here as well, same as the one you saw in Clydewater, a bit bigger. And there is it's not really got a name on it. There's just things in the window. There's sort of like backpacks and coils of rope, mining picks, and interesting things. It looks slightly out of place in this street. There's all these like posh shops and jewellery places, and then there's this one. So, if you wish to go in, yeah.
Yep, that'll do me.
Okay.
I'll probably go in with him as well.
Okay. Anybody else, or just the two of them?
Yeah, I'm Celeste's just sort of seeing how different and the same things are, so she check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you walk in, there is a gnomish lady sitting on a high stool behind the counter. Hi!
Hello.
Hi, how can we help?
I like a backpack. In fact, can I have two?
Two backpacks?
No, one backpack, but quite a big one.
One back. So is it two or one? One or two?
One, please.
One. Marvellous. So, she sort of claps her hand, and this being walks. Right. You see this looks like clay. Reaches up. It's about 8 foot tall, and it reaches up and gets a bag off the shelf.
What's that?
Puts it on the counter very slowly and carefully. That is my assistant.
Oh, he's very big.
It is very big. We call it it.
It. Right. Okay.
It.
Hello, mate.
You look up at it. It has no mouth.
Oh.
It does not talk. It responds to my mental commands and gets me and assists me in the shop.
That's very clever.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm a very clever person.
Oh, that's good. I'd like to get some other bits and pieces, maybe some stuff. What might I need, Yorick? To go in my backpack. I mean, I've still got my tent and my mess kit because they weren't burnt. They were all set up, but everything else is gone.
Maybe like a tinderbox to start a fire or anything like that would help.
Tinderbox, okay.
Tinderbox? Yes, of course.
Anybody got any other ideas?
Water skin.
Oh,
Water
that's a good
skins?
one. Yeah.
Can I get also 2 water skins as well, please?
2 water skins for you. Okay.
You say you have your bedroll.
Yeah, because that was in my tent.
Maybe some rope if we need it. So
Oh,
always good if
yeah,
someone's got rope.
Good hammer, rope, yeah, nails, stuff like that.
So a sort of my first adventurer's kit. Oh.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, please.
Okay, you can see her mentally commanding it as it goes around the shop and picks various things up and puts them on the counter very slowly but very gently and carefully.
One thing for me, I want to look at the backpack and make sure it's big enough, because my idea is that my little friend could probably migrate himself into there as he's getting bigger.
Yeah, he would certainly fit in there.
That's fine.
So what is it? Like a
Clay, probably.
It looks like a sort of how can I put this? Do you remember Morph?
Yes.
the yeah.
The claymation thing.
Yeah.
It looks like a humanoid made out of clay, but with no real features. I mean, it has sort of holes where its eyes should be, but there are no eyes. And it has a nose, but there are no nostrils. And there is no mouth. And it moves very slowly and deliberately, and very carefully. So, you managed to get, I will say, a hammer and some nails and some rope. So, I tell you what, because you can pick an adventurer's kit, can't you?
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
So throw that in there. Right, so the basic adventuring kit, as we sell standard, you may have for 3 gold.
Okay, thank you.
And your water skin, sir, anything else for you?
No, I don't think so. I think that's it for the time being. Thank you.
Okay, that'll be 3 silver.
Thank you very much, and I'll hand it over.
And
Have you got any tools? I'm sort of collecting all these tools. You see, I'm good with
Well,
nails.
what kind of tools are we after?
Some like carpenter's tools or smith's tools.
Carpenter's tools we can do, smith's tools we can do. We don't obviously sell anvils, but we could possibly source one if you have some time.
You know, I think carrying an anvil around with me won't be
It would
too
certainly
easy.
be slow.
I'll just make do with a rock wherever I can.
Very well. Carpenter's tools, yes, of course, you could have those for a gold, and the smith's tools for the same.
Okay.
I'm sorry to bother you. Do
It
you
is
have a
no bother at all.
Do you have a herbalism kit by any chance?
Herbalism kit.
Celeste, I've got one of those if you want mine.
Oh,
I
That
don't
one,
need it.
that's not burned.
if you're sure, Yorick.
I mean,
That'd be lovely.
we could certainly do a herbalism kit if you wish to have one of your very own.
Well, if you're not using it, then
Nope. You can have it.
thank you.
I've just thought as well. Obviously we're traveling a bit, getting all these supplies. Don't suppose you know, or if you sell it yourself, anything to do with making maps?
There is a cartographer's shop who sells maps. You would probably have the tools to make them. It just requires vellum and ink and a pen. But yes, we can sell all these things.
Marvellous. Whereabouts would that shop be?
The cartographer's is past the smith. If you take the first on the right down there, it is. Oh no, sorry, no, they moved, didn't they? You need to go back to past the new furnace, Jules, just next door to that one.
You also
Mom.
wouldn't happen to know if there's any Fletchers in town.
Fletcher's, yes, there would be if you again go back past New Vernus, past the Cartographer, and then down on the left. There is a Fletcher's. Sort of all weapons, all kinds of weaponry. They get supplied by the smithy, you see.
That plot hook isn't letting go.
Well, it's a new shop, so they're all sort of gossiping about it.
Melissa,
Right, in this moment of silence. Sorry, Yorick, go ahead.
yeah, Melissa, I can make arrows if you want, rather than buying them.
Sorry, I've just been cut off guard by something. Might well be worthwhile if you can make ones same as these ones. They're fletched right for the bow.
I can make anything. This the same trick I do to make this box and other things that I've spent just an hour doing. I can make.
Trevor says, "What box?"
No, nothing.
Oh, you said there was a box.
Yeah, I made myself a little box just to keep my tools and things in.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, that's about right. That's what it should be. 3 for 1.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay, his insight was 7. So he's like, he really doesn't believe you. He's like, what? Why is he making boxes?
Well,
What's going on?
That'd certainly be grand. Certainly be real nice of you, Yara.
So, much as I enjoy seeing people and having them spend money in my shop, if you're quite finished with taking money away from other shops by making things yourself,
Thank you, darling. Make our way out. I do need to check, by the way. Familiar. What name? Familiar.
What name familiar?
Yes. There's a couple in my head that I'm thinking of.
There are. Let me just grab. One called Marion.
Okay.
You're pretty sure it's Marion from the look you got. Okay, so you're going back up the street, or are you going somewhere else?
I'd like to go to this.
Okay, one sec.
I'm getting to say, sorry. While we've been wandering around town, Miette will have been keeping an eye out for any shops that are marked in particular way as friendly to wandering gusts, because she wants to get some specific gossip if it's available.
Make a perception check.
9.
9. You don't see any, and this is quite a posh part of town. You haven't seen any wandering gusts tabaxi. There are treading waters tabaxi. There's quite a lot of those wandering about. You're getting quite a number of different looks. Shopkeepers are not overly happy that you're around, but they're not.
This is why I'm not going in anywhere.
Yeah, they're not. They're not being overtly sort of pushing you away or calling the guard or anything, but they're trying to sort of pretend you don't exist.
Cool.
So,
You pretty woman them. You pretty woman them right now.
so where to next? The Smith. So if you walk. Sorry.
On the way, I'd be like, Melissa, I got you this extra water skin with what we've had going on at the minute. I think a little bit extra wouldn't go amiss.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
So you walk down the wide avenue to the smithy, which sits at the bottom of the street. It has a water wheel on the outside, and you can see there's a stream that runs past and then down towards the docks.
And the Smiths is next to the Cartographers, right?
The Cartographer's back up the street again.
Back up. Okay, cool. That's fine.
So it's almost like a dead end. This where the Smiths is. There is a path that goes right, but there doesn't appear to be any more shops that way. It's quite a big smithy, and there's a couple of orc smiths working on something. You don't know what they're. And another gnome comes up. Ah, brilliant customers! Hey, so what can we do for you?
I'm just interested in having a look at what you've got in stock.
Oh, that's nice armour. Where did you get that? That's lovely.
Yes, I know. I made this.
Did you
What
now?
is-
Oh, now that's good work. Wow, excellent. Do wish to come in and have a look around? We don't quite. I'm not sure we can quite match the finesse of that particular style, but we can. You know, we're quite good in our own right. You know, it's not dwarven, but it is good.
I was just really interested in you know, I don't see many other smiths, and I was interested in just taking a look and see what sort of work you do.
Well, please come in, take a look. You see that the two orcs are making what appears to be a breastplate for obviously someone very large. It is absolutely huge. You're seeing the pair of them all working it, and it's good quality stuff. They could probably get away with making dwarven armour. You're not sure it'd be quite as good as yours, but it's pretty close.
Huh?
And
Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of wander around, just really analysing, pick up a sword or whatever, and just sort of check out the workmanship.
make a perception check.
18.
18, yeah. There are a number of really good grade weapons here. You can see there are axe blades that are waiting to have handles put in. There are hammers that have been made, war hammers. There are swords. There's even a couple of shields that look as though they're being ready to be painted and reglazed. But yeah, it's quality items.
Are there any staffs about here?
You don't see any staffs, no.
Well, if anyone wants anything, I can vouch for it. It's good stuff, and I'll give a nod to the gnome if he's still there.
Well, thank you, sir. That is most
High praise indeed.
most excellent. What a fantastic recommendation. Sorry, can I take your name for our records? We don't see wandering dwarven smiths very often. In fact, I don't think I've ever met a dwarven smith. This is quite a day.
Good. My name's Yorick.
Yorick. Okay, Mr. Yorick. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have a gentleman of your considerable talent and taste. Unfortunately, we don't have any. None of these are actually available currently. They are being shipped to customers. But if you did require the use of the forge, then we could probably squeeze you in. Maybe tomorrow. We are quite busy at the moment, but maybe tomorrow or the next day, if you wish to have some space to do anything.
That's good to know. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing that I need to make right away, but it's good to know that.
Oh yes, of course. You know, Smiths, we have to stick together.
How, when he said about what's his name, they don't see many Smiths, especially dwarven. How genuine did he seem that was the reason he was
Make an
asking?
insight check.
Were you having withdrawal symptoms there, Vinny?
No, it's genuine from what Florin would do with what everything's going on with the two dwarves we're travelling with.
Make an insight check.
But a little bit of withdrawal symptoms as well.
For sure.
14.
14. I mean, yeah, he seems genuinely overawed and excited to meet a dwarven smith.
Okay, that's fine. I was just checking.
Interesting to note that people in this town seem to recognise us as dwarves, whereas the other town they didn't.
Weird, huh?
Well, this one's a lot bigger.
It is a lot bigger, this one.
It seems to be more mixed species.
It is, yeah. Clydewater's a strange place because it is literally just the goods coming down from the dwarves and then being shipped back out again. Giffield is where everything is shipped to, mainly. This is the biggest city in the world, and it is incredibly diverse, and a lot of stuff happens here. So, with your visit to the smith over, I believe you wanted to go back up to the cartographer.
Yes, please, if everyone's done here.
Cartographer's is next to the opening shop, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Was that opening shop supposed to be a jeweller's?
I mean, it's a bit difficult to tell. It looks as though it might be. There's nothing in the windows yet.
I have an old piece of jewellery that I have no interest in keeping, so if I could get some money
Well,
for
there
it.
is an already open jeweller's opposite called Tyrum's.
Perhaps after you finished at the cartographer's, we could pop by this jeweller's, see if I could get some money for this trinket.
Well, I think there's a jeweller's already open. They might not be ready for business there yet, so.
Okay, so as you walk up the street, you can see that the signwriter is packing his things away, and the human woman is thanking him, and there's a gentleman stood next to the doorway of the shop, just sort of looking around the street. So, are you hiding yourself, Melissa, or are you...
That's
What's your
impossible for
plan?
Melissa to do.
Mhm.
I'm just going to be kind of walking such a position that I am behind everybody, kind of putting most of the party between me and those
Okay,
people.
make a stealth check.
Yeah, I was going to say, do I notice her acting a little bit?
You do. She is acting a bit strange. She's moved across to the other side of the party.
8.
8. Wow, that's pretty low.
Quite hard to hide when I'm
Yep.
so ostentatious.
Mm-hmm.
I would, seeing this and seeing that she is kind of willingly dropping back from the party.
Well, no, she's putting the party between her and this new shop that's being built.
Oh, okay. I would then, in that case, I would stand on the side where the shop is being built, seeing that she looks uncomfortable and looks like she is trying to remain unseen.
Yeah, okay. Then you can roll another stealth check. So basically the stealth check is an advantage as Florian is assisting.
11.
Okay, 11. Nice.
I went from a 5 to an 8 on the die.
So as you pass, Marion rolled really lowly on her perception check because she's busy. The bloke, you don't recognise the guy standing at the doorway. And as you pass, he sort of looks at you lot as you pass. Notices you go in next door to the cartographers. Are you going into the cartographers or are you staying outside?
Going in.
Okay. So, as you walk into the shop, there are maps everywhere. Up on the wall, some are in frames. There's a big case, a sort of unit with small slots in it that are filled with rolled up, what you assume is more maps, and there is an elven gentleman who stands up. Ah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Is there anywhere in particular you wish to take a look at?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm quite an aspiring cartographer myself, so I thought I'd just
Marvelous.
like to come in and see your works and see if you had somewhat of a semi-decent beginner's kit. So as we travel, I can start plotting the routes and getting an idea.
Of course, of course. Let me come to the. And you see, he's at a drawing desk. Come over. Always good to meet a fellow student of the art of cartography. So you say you're more of a beginner. What are you currently using?
Currently using no tools as such.
Oh dear, no, we can't have that. We can't have that.
Stupidly left mine at my place of residence, and
Oh, sir, that was. Never mind. We can assist. Now, and he's sort of looking. I know, just the thing. He holds up a couple of brushes of different thicknesses, and you'll need this. And brings out some cartography tools, some measuring calipers, some all sorts of bits and pieces, and basically builds you a cartographer's kit. Said, well, this should get you started. He puts it into a little leather satchel. So do come back and share your findings. It would be marvellous to see. Where is it you are determined to map?
it's just wherever we go, really.
A
No
roving cartographer, always wonderful to compare maps that people have drawn through direct experience. Is I find the most exciting, because obviously the land changes slowly over time, so the older maps are different, the landmarks move, and yes, it's exciting. It's terribly exciting. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just I've copied maps in training and in practicing, and never done anything
As we
like
all
this.
do when we start, the skills to map and to shade and draw and give life to the experience of the world on paper.
Indeed, it's quite enthralling, isn't it?
Oh, it's overjoyous to be exciting. I wish I were going with you. I'm so jealous.
Well, hopefully, if my skills are good enough when I come back and show you,
Oh, for
you'll be
sure.
like you're
Definitely
there.
come back. Definitely, we must compare. I have maps of everywhere. So, if you are wanting to compare, and we can chart your progress, as it were.
I like the use of words there. Thank you.
Ah.
How much is it for this
Don't be
kit?
daft, my boy. Always happy to help out a fellow student.
You are too kind. Sorry, my name is Florian. What's yours?
Florian. My name is Delefan.
Delavan. Well,
Delefan.
nice to meet. Delefan.
Delefan.
Oh, Delethan.
Delef.
F.
Yes, it's actually a PH.
Got ya.
It's a PH.
PH. But well,
Delefan.
thank you. I will be sure to speak good and kind words to your shop over here in case anybody's looking for something like me.
Do indeed. But the more we know about the world and we can put on paper, it's terribly exciting.
Excellent. Oh, and yeah, maybe if you've got it, and I would insist on buying this from you, just some spare vellum so I can jot this down.
Of course. Let me see. And he pulls out a pack of vellum. There's about 200 sheets of vellum here. Now, packs of vellum, that would cost you about 3 gold.
Oh, thank you very much.
You are
And
most welcome. It's so exciting to see cartographers go out into the world and map.
Let's hope I can get good and maybe one day might even own a shop myself.
'Tis the dream.
Thank you, Delafan, and until
Delafan.
next.
Delafan.
Delafan.
You're most welcome, Florian. Do have a wonderful time.
Thank you. And I'll put everything in my, my bag.
Sure. Okay. So, back out onto the street, you see that next door the window is starting to be dressed. The woman is standing outside directing as the gentleman puts displays of shiny objects in the window.
What's this seem to be? What are these objects in the window?
These are shiny jewels, necklaces, rings, other decorative stones, chains, that sort of thing. So it's directly opposite another jeweler, and you can see that the other shop there is an elven gentleman standing arms crossed, looking pretty pissed off. He's just sort of standing, glowering through the shop door. It's glass.
Does anybody know which one might be the best? I assume the.
I'll point to the one that is across the road from us and say, I want to go to that one, darling.
Okay. I will head in towards the glowering elf.
Okay. Make another stealth check, please. With advantage, because I'm assuming Florian is again assisting you.
I will be, yeah.
Although I've got to say from a natural 1, but 9.
9.
I am rolling bad.
You are, aren't you?
My dice want this plot point to happen.
My dice don't, apparently. I rolled a 5.
Whoops.
So, you walk across to the other shop, and the elf, realising that you're about to come in, steps back from the door, opens the door. Hello, how can I help? Do come in. This Tyram's magical emporium of wondrous delights awaits your custom.
I have a piece of jewellery that I think you'll find is not really anything like you've probably seen before.
Well, I'm always happy to take a look.
So, as part of my starter's kit, I got a small piece of jewellery worth 10 gold pieces in the style of your homeland's craftsmanship.
Interesting. Okay. So you give that over. Describe it to me. What is it?
It's probably some kind of coat of arms types. I don't know whether elves would have a coat of arms, but it's probably like a family crest kind of thing.
The elves that you're from certainly would have family crests, as it were.
So it's probably some kind of brooch of the family crest.
Okay. So she takes it from her. This is very nice. She pulls out an eyeglass and starts looking at it. These are different. Not seen these before. Where did you get this?
I'm not from around these parts. It's from my hometown. They have different designers there.
I see. She sort of turns it over and looks. There's no official stamp or anything on it. I mean, if you were to look to sell this, I would. Well, I don't know what I'd give you for it, to be honest. I mean.
Well, if you're not interested, I could always see if the person at the new store might be interested.
She hands it back to you and says, well, good luck.
Very well. Thank you for your time.
I'm going to kind of look through the stock that he's got here. Kind of see if he's got anything.
Bold of you to assume it's a man?
I'm going to look through the stock that they have here. We'll look through the stock that they have here and see if there's
I mean,
anything.
it's all pretty good quality. There are some diamonds there. There are some very pretty green emeralds that are set into earrings. There is also a beautifully carved wooden. It's like a shoulder piece. It's made of carved wood, but it's inlaid with rubies and silver. It's a very dark wood, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Probably completely pointless as a piece of armour, but it looks good.
I absolutely adore this.
Wait,
How much is this?
that is 150 gold.
Making me regret leaving my purse back home.
Oh, well,
Oh.
we could of course set an account up for you. If we could take your name and we could have an address.
I tell you what, I'm doing some work later in this day. If you've still got it, I'll come back down and I'll buy this from you because it is.
Oh, of course, I can
Just
reserve it
like-
if you wish, just in case somebody else was interested. We could put a deposit on. We could put say a 15 gold deposit to hold
Yeah,
it for
that'd
you.
be good. That'd be good. And I'll pass on 15 gold.
Okay. Which she takes and she writes you in her beautiful script a receipt and gives it to you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
more than welcome.
I'll be back down to.
Of course, we will hold this for you until you return.
Yeah.
Would any of your companions wish to browse, perhaps, or get something beautiful? Maybe you're going to the ball this evening. Is that something you are?
There's a ball this evening?
What's a ball? Well, apart from a thing you kick around the ground.
No,
It's a high class party.
it is indeed the very highest.
So no bar fights then.
Well, no, quite not. Lady Giffield herself is giving the ball this evening. I believe it's at her estate, and yes. If obviously, if you didn't know, you probably aren't invited.
I'm not invited.
No, quite.
But I have very nice trousers though.
Will you? That's. And she sort of looks at you in your scarf and goes, is there someone that takes care of you?
Well, yes, Snow did that.
Oh, good. Excellent. He sort of looks at you as if, oh shit.
I'd like to whisper to Yorick. I say, Yorick, these people seem to put so much value on these shiny stones, don't they?
They're just shiny rocks, aren't they?
I know, a bit weird.
I wish we'd have brought a few more with us.
I know.
Worth loads.
We could have a
What's
posh
the-
party then.
What's the name of this store?
Tyrams.
Tyrams.
Yeah, Tyram.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they are pretty, but they're not worth much, are they? Not really. But don't tell anyone because, well, we've still got some in our bag, and in case we need it.
Should we see what they're worth?
Well, yeah, but we don't know what they're worth. Maybe we get Snow to because he's clever.
No, to do it,
Okay. So, if there's anything else I can do for you?
No, that's
Oh.
absolutely wonderful, honey.
I will see you later on this
I'll
evening.
come back as soon as I get that gold.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I look forward to your repeat custom. And we will set up that account for you. Why not? Shall I take your name, madam?
Melissa
Melissa Nova.
Melissa Nova. Well, of course, we will. I will set this aside for you, and whenever you're ready to pick it up, do come in and we can complete the deal. And maybe I'll get some interesting. We do, I believe, have a shipment of some, not quite matching, but certainly complementary pieces to go with this.
I do love rubies. If you couldn't tell, red is my favorite color.
Indeed, it does suit you, of course.
Oh, Yorick, I've had an idea. You're really good at making stuff, right? And we've got all these stones. Maybe you could make something nice, put some stones in it, and we could sell it for lots and lots and lots and lots of money.
Good idea.
Have a think about that.
I think they're very picky about certain
We're
markings on them. Oh, sorry.
We were whispering to each other. Dwarven whispering.
Dwarven.
Never mind then.
So, any more for any more in the jewellery shop? Nope. Okay, so you exit back out of the jewellery shop.
And as we're exiting out, I'm probably not actively hiding because I've been distracted by shiny, pretty things.
Yeah, indeed. So,
and I've forgotten.
I will still be in front of her, or not.
that does make
Whatever it is.
slight difference. You hear. Let's roll that. Nope, you don't hear anything. It is not to be. It's not destined. Sorry.
Do you think this piece of jewelry? Do you think the new shop might be interested in purchasing it?
Oh no, they just cheat you out of your gold. You don't want to go there, honey.
But it looks like they've only just opened up. How would you know?
Let's just go where we need to go. Let's go see if we can find the person we need to deliver to.
Yeah. Before we do that,
You
just
can make
down
an
the road.
insight check if you want. Celeste?
Just down the road, they said that there was like a weaponsmith down there. I'd like to just check
12.
that out.
12.
You need me to make a deception, or?
Yeah, roll a deception.
Surprisingly not proficient in it.
What'd you get?
5.
5. Something's off. Melissa doesn't want you to go in that shop for some reason. You're not sure why, but she definitely doesn't want you to go in there.
Well, maybe I'll try somewhere else then.
That might be best. Well, let's head on down to the
Okay,
where you need to go.
So you go back.
Hey, Florian!
Yeah.
If you're wanting some kind of weapon, I can make it for you. You people keep forgetting I can make things.
I know you can. I just wanted to have a look, just to get a few ideas in my head, just so I can have a style which I can present you with.
All right, I like it.
So there is a weapon shop. You go in. There are a number of swords, flails. There are a couple of staffs, or staves rather. A couple of crossbows, some longbows, all sorts of interesting things. You see, most of them are fairly decent quality. There are some obvious ones that have been made from the smithy that are better quality than most of the stuff in here. But a lot of it is very showy. It's more for looking good than, you know, actual functioning weaponry.
I'll have a look around, sort of where the staves are and everything, and also be looking out for throwing darts.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Not very good. 7.
7. You don't see any sort of throwing darts or anything like that. There's not even any daggers, to be honest. It's all sort of large swords and very obvious things.
Big hunks of metal stuck to sticks.
Yeah.
The
I'll
type
just
of
be-
thing you put up your fireplace.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll just be having a look at each staff individually, and just sort of like selecting sort of any of the better quality ones. That is.
I mean, there's most of them are just simple wooden staves. There is one that has a metal tip on each end,
Mhm.
which, but it's of okay quality. It's probably not as good as yours. But none of them really are. They're just kind of, they've got too much carving on them.
Yeah.
They're very showy and ostentatious. And you suspect that if you really hit someone hard with these, they might actually break.
Well, I think that's good enough for me. I've got a rough idea. And
Okay.
yeah.
So you go back out of the weapon shop without actually purchasing anything. Fair enough.
I'd probably been walking around kind of going,
Yeah. Oh, it's rubbish. It's all just tat. Apart from like the 3 or 4 items that you obviously come from the smithy and are actual weapons. The rest is just for hanging up on the wall, as you say.
So, the business then? Should we try and conclude it?
Indeed.
I will join you later then. My business in this town is not concluded.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I want to head to part of town where the Wandering Gus would usually come in to perform and look for those shops with the marks or
Okay.
any grey cats.
Anybody else going with?
Does Mia let us know, or she just disappear?
I'm not disappearing, I'm just walking off. So, I mean, I'm not trying to avoid you, I'm just presuming you're not following.
Miette, do you want us to come with you?
It's up to you.
I don't really want to have anybody be alone in this place. I know we're not in a dangerous part of town, but you can never be too careful.
We should all stick together. I mean, especially after what happened last night.
Indeed.
Okay. So you all sort of wander off, heading more east and back up slightly north. You come to an area of town that's got a big sort of open green space, and there are a few buildings here. And make a perception check, please, Miette.
The memories are coming flooding back and there are tears in my eyes and I cannot perceive anything. Because I rolled a natural fucking 1.
Oh no. Okay. So wandering along, who's got a nice high passive?
Don't look at me.
me and
I
Celeste.
think mine's the highest with 15,
Mine's 15 too.
and
Okay.
Yorick's 15.
So, as you're walking along behind Miette, you spy, a pair of you, at different times, what looks like one of those caravans that you saw. You know, the caravans that Miette's people travel in. It's just parked just down the street a bit, but it was behind a big bunch of people walking past it while Miette was looking for it. But there are a couple of Wandering Gus tabaxi just sort of leaning up against the caravan, and one of them spots Miette and sort of nudges the other one.
Miette, were you perhaps looking for this? They seem to have noticed you.
One of them sort of, in thieves' camp, just sort of, and you get the, are you okay?
So yeah, I'll be breaking into a run over to them now.
Okay. So the pair of them stand sort of from their sort of relaxed position upright, ready to protect you, ready to welcome you in from these weird strangers that you're travelling with. Okay, so as you rush up, you think you recognise them from one of the meetups, but you're not really sure. And they're like, are you okay? The people, do you need to come with us? Do you need hiding?
They are friends.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So, what's up?
How are you here? Have you been attacked?
I mean, no, we just rolled into town this morning. We thought we'd put on a little show. You know, make some coin, make some friends, drink some beer.
Were you at the gathering this last year?
No, we didn't go this year. We had a death in the family, so we were trying to deal with the loss. So we've not been north this season. We're going this season though. We'll
There
go.
may not be this season. Something is hunting Tabaxi. My caravan has been taken. The
What?
Corvan family is also gone.
Stay there. He rushes back into the caravan, and a few minutes later, a rather elderly Tabaxi lady comes out of the caravan, walking with a stick. So, young, it's Miet, isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
I saw you when you were just a kid. Your grandmother said to me that she was so proud. So you have troubling news. What is?
My
You say
family is gone.
they are gone. Where are they gone?
They were taken by some creature that has been hunting first me and now my friends these past 2 weeks.
Hunting you. Oh.
A strange mist that attacks without noise.
The mist? The mist is back? Oh, this is not
You
good.
have heard of this?
This is not good. Many years ago, my great-grandmother, when I was very tiny, told me a story of the mist that devours. Everybody thought it was a joke. It was a horror story to frighten the children. But something about the way she told it was very real for me. This mist, the legend has it, comes at a time of great change in the world. So there are how can I put this? Beings of power would arise from strange temples that would appear from nowhere. And the beings of power would demand sacrifices, and the mist would vanish people, and
Yes, that is what happened.
the monsters would come, and the monsters would drag people away, down below. They would leave no trace. The mist would cover everything. So if you are saying you have seen this mist,
Yes, we have seen it. We have seen it take someone.
you've seen it take someone. This is not good. And she yells at the boys. Boys, pack up. We are leaving. We go north. Miet.
It is not safe to go north. That is
No.
where they followed us from.
No, we go north. We have to. We have to let everybody know this is happening. Tell the waterborn. Tell them. They will remember eventually. Hopefully. Tell what do they call themselves this week? Trading waters. Tell them. Tell them all to make sure they
We'll
stick
tell.
to the rivers. Do not come on the lands.
And
We must
you
go.
know then how to stay safe from the mists.
Stay safe. Find the old camps if you are on the road. Find the old camps, the hidden camps, ones where, and she traces the sign, ones where these are. Make sure you
Yes,
trace them.
we found that.
They are sigils of power. They will protect you. The mist, while it can see you and act towards you, cannot get past the wards. But, yet, darling child, we can take you with us for safety if you wish. Do you wish to come with my caravan?
I wish more than anything that I could return with you and be among my people, but I feel it would be better to stay with my friends for the moment and make sure the word is spread about this danger.
Yes. We will go. Actually, no, we cannot go north, thinking about this. We came north, so we must go south. We will... Yes, we will take ship across the water and go south. It started in the north. You are right, my child. I'm very sorry. We will go south. Yet, she reaches up a paw to you. Be very safe. Be very careful. Remember, tell all of the Tabaxi, not just the Gusts, all of the Tabaxi. Make them remember. Find the oldest ones. Make them remember.
I will make them remember.
She turns. Hans, let's go. And she sort of turns from you and sort of makes her way back up into the caravan with assistance.
Before you go, may I
Yes,
have your name so I may tell it to others?
Certainly. Let me just grab the name of...
What city are we in again?
Gifffield.
Giffield. My caravan is Carfenon.
Thank you.
You are most welcome, yet. I am so sorry for your losses. And be strong. Make sure everybody knows. Okay?
I will.
Be strong.
Be safe.
Oh, I have my strong boys. They will look after me. She walks back up into the caravan. And the lads... Cool, right, be safe, we gotta go apparently. No beers for us tonight.
I'm sorry, but take care.
Well, when the boss says, isn't it, yeah? She's the boss. And they jump up, start putting stuff back into the caravan that they started unloading. And, yeah, start to make out as they're gonna leave. The rest of you see Miette as she has this interaction and then turns to come back towards you.
You alright? Yeah. You seem quite a hurry to go speak to them.
These are the first of my people I have seen since I've seen 2 families of caravans destroyed. It is good to know that there are some who have not yet encountered the danger.
Alright, I see. About the fog.
It is a far older threat than I had realized, and something that is known to the elders of my people.
Mm.
And I am tasked now with ensuring that all Tabaxi are brought to this knowledge.
That seems very sensible. Is there anything else you need to do here?
No, thank you. I have gotten more than I hoped for in seeing my people.
I'm glad.
Let's head on back, see if we can complete this job, and then get ourselves some food for a bit of luncheon.
Okay, so where are you heading?
Pop down back to the Crimson Chain.
Back to the Crimson Chain.
For a moment
Okay.
to
I
See if
assume
we
all
can-
of us are very on our guard this time, though.
yes.
Yeah, you can certainly be that way. You walk through the posher part of town, heading back to the less salubrious side, towards the centre, where the streets get narrower, the people get shiftier, the attitudes of the people are more predatory as you walk. But you're in a fairly big group of you, so you've got 2 heavily armoured dwarves with you. You've got,
A walking armory of snow.
yeah, you've got 2 tabaxi that look pretty dangerous themselves. So yeah, I mean, nobody's really bothering you, and you make your way back to the Crimson Chain, which I'll say is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. So you get back in there. It's quite busy. There's quite a few people in. A few of them sort of stop, look at you as you come in, and then sort of whisper to their companions. Yorick and Celeste, you would hear things like, "Oh yeah, the both has told us about him." Seems word has got around about the whole little scrap last night, and people are, whilst not actively avoiding you, don't look as though, certainly in here, they're going to be bothering you very much. And the barman comes up, repeat customers, interesting.
Indeed, we're here to finish off our business.
Finish
So
your business. Does this involve smashing any tables?
I'd hope not.
Good. That would be excellent. As yeah, I think we've had enough of that for the past couple of days, anyway. Yeah, cool. Yeah, grab a seat. Get you a round of beers. Maybe some lunch.
Lunch beer, yes.
Lunch beer.
I
Lunch
certainly
beers
do.
we can do. He brings out a platter of meats, cheeses, bread, and a couple of those little barrels of beer for you.
I'm sure I asked this before, but did we get given a description of Ekam the Silent?
I think you did, yeah. No, you didn't. You just got Ekam the Silent. You know he's a tiefling, or you know it's a tiefling. You're not sure if it's male or female. He was just told to meet Ekam the Silent in the Crimson Chain, and he would supply you with the rest of the money on delivery of the box, or they would supply you.
I kind of lean to Snow. Just, I know he's not here, but I'll say, anyone here strike you as the person we need to deliver to?
Make a perception check, please, Snow.
I'll also look around
Okay.
with him.
Perception check.
No! 5.
5.
It seems like my ability to roll well decreases the closer I get to plot points.
Oh, good. Yeah,
My
that's really
character
helpful.
plot point. 20. Hang on. No, different number. 20.
20. There are a number of tiefling in today, and you also spot Bofus. He's like to Yorick. Yeah, there's like 3 tiefling in here that you can see that are not the shaded alcoves. You can't really see into, but it's possible one of them is Ekam.
I have no idea.
I will point out that in our push to run ahead of the mist, we did arrive here early. in the city.
That is true. That's why I wasn't expecting to find him last night. I was hoping we'd see him today.
Are we, and I'm going to sort of lead in and whisper, are we definitely going to give this person that box with the actual stone in?
I mean, I'd rather not impact Snow's reputation too much. It's an important thing to Baxi.
Yeah, but is it as important as...
That I'm not sure about. I wanted to gauge this person, about whether or not it's going to be wise to give it to him.
Well, I made this box, and maybe we can make a fake stone and put it in that box and just give them the fake instead.
It'd be a
You
lot
all
more-
suck at deception.
Honestly, I think it's going to be easier to either just give it to him or just not give it to him.
Right? I'll leave it.
I think in this regard, they would know it's a forgery not long after getting a hold of it, if they know what truly lurks inside.
But then surely it'll be the problem of the person who sent it, not us, because we just delivered the box with what's inside it.
No, that's a
We didn't look inside it, did we?
I think that is a
It
good
was
point.
us. We're just delivery mechanism.
It seems like these people would be telling each other everything about what's happening, how, so they would know that it wasn't sent by him.
At this point, Bofus slaps you full on the back, Yorick. Yorick, Gus, how you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
Oh, I've had a lot of rum. It was really good. I found a bottle of rum, and I drank all of it. Well, only sort of just a little dribble of rum left in it. I did nearly all of it. I'm drinking the rest of it in a minute. But did you want to have a fight?
Say that again?
Did you want another fight?
Want another fight?
Yeah, that was really good last night. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I think we promised the barman no broken furniture.
And he just swings the bottle at your head, but misses. Spins round and falls over. So, oh, I'm fast today. Sort of gets back up to his feet. You're very quick today.
Hey! I'm gonna well, I'll say I'll put my hands on his shoulders, but clearly on his hips or something,
Yeah.
looking at him. Why don't we... You're too drunk. It gives me too much of an advantage.
Oh,
Let me get drunk and we'll have a fight tonight, right?
brilliant idea. You're so clever. That's brilliant. And he sort of sits down on the chair next to you. Clunk, a bottle on the table. So, what are you doing?
I'm getting new trousers.
Brilliant. I love trousers. They're the best things I ever have. I have trousers.
I'm just going to look over to, or go into Melissa and just whisper to her. I'll be like, he's drunk. If he can be quiet, we might be able to find out who we're looking for.
He's drunk. He won't be quiet.
So, and there's the cork's still in. Oh, makes your eyes water. Here, have some, Yorick.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh.
It's nasty rum. It's cheap, nasty, and fine.
That's great. That's great, mate. You
It's
finished.
brilliant, isn't it? It's so lovely. And he sort of waves it at Gus. Look, there's a rum. There you are.
Yes, it is.
He's not very funny, is he?
He's too excited about his new trousers.
I like trousers as well. What colour did you get?
Red and black.
Not yellow.
No, not yellow.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
yellow. You should get
Yeah.
yellow. Yellow would be good.
Yorick said I should get yellow as well, but he just wanted me to wear yellow trousers because he thought it looked stupid.
Yeah.
Sounds funny. I like that. That's really good.
Whilst this interaction's going on, I'm going to kind of again cast over the crowd, looking at each of the tieflings I spotted before, and see if any of them are paying explicit attention to us, but not just looking at the dumb drunk guy.
Make a perception check.
I don't know what it was. 21.
21. Wow. No, not really. The tieflings seem to be busy doing their own thing, chatting to their own mates, drinking. You get the sense that this is an all-day drinkers bar. This is not it's not a sort of well-respected place. It's people come here to get drunk.
Yeah.
That's the point of this place, or the main point.
Well, I'll hang around till lunch is over, see who stays, and
You can see that
not run into
with
it.
your 21, there's one of the alcoves. You can see there's some more earnest conversations happening there, less drinking. But you suspect that the sort of shaded alcoves that are there is where the actual business is being done.
I'll just sit and eat and kind of just eat along and wait until the rabble dies down a bit after.
Yeah,
lunch.
I mean, you can sort of stay there for an hour or so, and yeah, it sort of thins out a bit. Bofus, amazingly, because his constitution check was really high, is still chattering on and happy to be talking to Yorick. You get the idea that nobody really has been his friend before. He doesn't really tend to hang out with people that live very long. It's like, oh, I'm friends, I love being friends with you, even though you've got like all that, what's that? Hair. It's a lot of hair, mate. It's really like, it's like you're just a big fur ball. It's very funny. I love you. You're brilliant.
Sorry. Comes in handy. I can keep snacks and things in
Ah,
here.
that's a really good idea. I can do that. Oh, wait, no, I can't.
How busy is the bar with people at it?
The bar itself, there's nowhere really to sit at the bar. So the bar itself tends to be fairly clear. People come up and order, and then they go away. And so, but it's getting less and less busy as the time moves on. And a lot of people that were sitting in the middle getting drunk have sort of staggered off into the day.
If there's a particular end to the bar where it is less busy, less
Sure.
people there, I'd just like to walk up to it and just get the attention of the owner, the
Yeah,
barman who's
sure.
helping her.
It's not-
And
it's just two ticks, right with you. You see, he's fairly busy. He's pouring drinks, giving them to people, and he comes up. Yeah, what can I do?
and I wouldn't be shouting this out overly, but I'll be sort of like fairly subtle. But I'll be like, just a bit of information, really. If people were to come into your fan establishment and conduct some business, how would they go about that for finding out where they need to go?
I mean, business is business, right? I mean, and he sort of gestures at the shaded alcoves. He said, you get yourself a table. If you want to do business, you do business. I don't know anything about it.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
And I will go back to the table and I will fill in Melissa on basically the general etiquette of this bar to start stuff going.
Thank you. Well,
I say that once the lunch rush has died down a little bit and it's a little bit quieter, me and Snow head over there and finish this off.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Be one last thing to be
Why
worrying
are you
about.
finishing?
Oh,
Is
nothing,
it
darling.
another fight? Is it? I'm quite good at fighting. I'll help.
Mate, we've
Oh,
got to
no, we're
finish
fine.
this barrel of beer. Come on, help me with it.
I know. What's that box for?
What box?
The boxes you left on the table. You never said you put them away again.
And we didn't get them out.
I thought you did.
No.
Did you not? Okay, fair enough. I'll take that back. Never happened.
I sort of vaguely mentioned I've got this box. Why don't we put the thing in? But I don't think I've got it out.
I don't think he caught that.
And that was before he came to
Yeah,
check.
yeah. Okay.
I'll just sit there kind of idly chewing, just kind of with one of my rings, just kind of flipping it over, just looking at it.
Yeah.
So if you
whilst
see...
the,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, whilst the lunch rush is kind of like still going on, I love the fact that in a drinkers pub we're calling it a lunch rush, by the way. I would be I'd get some of the vellum out and the cartographer's tools, what I recently got today, and I would start to try making a map of the journey we've done, basically.
Okay.
And I wouldn't put anything on there to do with the Wandering Gusto from how Miette has talked about everything, with the others what haven't been overtly discreet.
Okay.
And I would just put the route on and try and do that, basically.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Are you proficient with your cartographer's tools or not?
I am indeed.
Okay, so do me a performance check and add your proficiency bonus.
Okay. So
Oh, there was dog on stream briefly.
Very brief.
15.
15. Yeah, you've got a pretty good approximation of where you started and the route you took, although there were no roads involved for most of it. You remember it fairly well and managed to make a fairly decent map.
Yeah, I wouldn't add colour to it just yet. I would be putting where there would have been trees or roads.
Okay.
And
Cool. So, as you sit and do that, and Bofus is every now and again just sort of sits there and his eyes droop and he starts to and he wakes himself up. We'll leave it there.
Cool. I almost trousers.
Nearly.
I was mostly referring to lunch rush, as we'll wait until Ash is here to do it.
No, I got that.
I just found it funny that we're in this drinkers pub of fighting and business of otherwise, and we're saying, oh, it's just lunch rush. We'll wait for that to end. And
So
It's like someone being completely and utterly naive, or like bloody brawls happening around.
Yep, indeed. So, thank you all very much for playing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. We all certainly did. And remember, Role-Playing Gamers this evening for their next Tinier campaign. Please check them out. They're always good. Go and show them some love. And we will be back here on Tuesday. So, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and see you very soon. Goodbye.